The index is the structure of your book. While in the previous sections we defined the context, meaning how to write, the index will instruct Plottybot on the content and topics, meaning what to write. You can structure your book with up to 3 levels: chapter, subchapter, and sub-subchapter. You can create as many as you want with no limits. Each text field in the index acts as a prompt for generating content. For example, in the book Easy Ketogenic Diet Cookbook, you might start with ketogenic diet benefits and add 2 specific subchapters such as metabolic benefits and biochemical benefits. Each text field of your index will generate text unless you use the title-only option. In this case, you can apply it to ketogenic diet benefits to avoid repeating information that will be covered in the following 2 sections. If you choose the automatic option, Plottybot will generate an index in just a few minutes, perfectly tailored to the context you have already provided. Once the index is generated, you can edit it just like you would with the manual option. For example, you can modify the text, add or remove sections, or change the order. At the top, you can keep track of your book's estimated word count and price. Both are updated automatically as you build the index. Now, let's go over some practical tips to make the most of Plottybot's potential. To get content that aligns more closely with your ideas, you can provide detailed instructions. For example, in the subchapter Metabolic Benefits, you can add Focus on improving digestion. If you don't include these specifics, Plottybot will determine the focus on its own. Keep your instructions precise and concise. There's no need for lengthy explanations. Plottybot works best when your guidance is clear and specific. If you add too many requests in a single section, Plottybot will have to follow them in a more general way. Here's a wrong example. As you provide instructions, always check the character counter on the right. If it turns red, your command is getting too long. In this case, you will need to break your request into multiple subsections. Here's a correct example of how to do it. Remember, even a concise prompt can be incorrect. If your topic is too generic, Plottybot will generate a generic chapter. Here's a wrong example. This instruction is too generic and would require a separate book to be covered in detail. In this case as well, try to be more specific and use subchapters and sub-subchapters. Here is a correct example of how to do it. Finally, apply the same concept when requesting practical elements, such as recipes or exercises. Here's a wrong example. Avoid making broad, generic requests. If you refine your request by breaking it into more subchapters and sub-subchapters, the result will be much more precise. Here's a correct example of how to do it.